Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a bonus full moon for the month of December, the 4th to be exact, tarot oracle reading. And Sagittarius, you are the star of this astrological insight. Happy birthday. If your sun sign is not Sagittarius, we still all have a little bit of Sagittarius in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Sagittarius in? That is where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I have already cut the cards and shuffled them and washed them, and I'm just giving them a final cut here. And we will look at the underlying energy for the entire reading from the bottom of the deck. And we have death. Lovely. Actually, this is a card of transition. This isn't surprising me at all. This has been the main theme of these full moon readings in Gemini here. So on December 4th, we have a Gemini full moon. It's a cold moon. It's a super moon. It's going to shine a lot of light on what's been going on, and it's bringing a cycle to an end. That's what the energy has really been through all of these full moon readings. And so this is the Grim Reaper coming in to announce that there's an ending here, and it is the light at the end of the tunnel. And then there is an older woman who is turning away. She doesn't want to look at this new information. She doesn't want things to change. And we got a young child here holding a blossom, a bloom, to the Grim Reaper, and that's showing, hey, like, hi, Grim Reaper. I want to have a new start. I'm just newly born and I want to get moving. This kind of represents the Aries energy. And so the Grim Reaper has trampled the king, and the king is laying there, and that all that does is like, this card doesn't usually represent death and actual death. It represents death and rebirth. That's why the sun is coming up in between these two pillars. And the king is laying on the ground because it's showing that even things that you thought would never ever change, systems that were in place, all of that are always like there's always change. The one constant that we can rely on is change. So that's kind of the underlying theme. And we have the Hierophant coming in. So the Hierophant is saying, yes, this is a blessing in disguise. This energy is actually from above. Like this energy, the Hierophant is a traditional structure. So it's about this represents God on in the big picture, and then all the way down, government agencies, like authority figures, people that run countries, people that run businesses, that kind of energy. And quite often it has to do with the judicial system and religions, and because it has both elements. And so these two monks here have their heads shaved, and that's called tenure. And that is so that they can get the information through the crown of their heads. So they're using their intuition to like kind of download the information from the Hierophant. And this energy here is representing the internal boundaries and dynamics that are in your control in this reading. So it's the qualities within yourself that you need to take charge of here, so that you can bring about the ending to something that you don't want to be happening, is what's coming up. Oh, and then we have the Three of Pentacles, which is talking about mastery of skill set. And we have someone who's elevated on this bench. They're very good at what they do, and they are, these two people have come with plans and want to possibly hire this person to do some more work for them. They're a stonemason. This sometimes represents my Secret Societies card just because of the Mason energy. But the bottom line of this card is, especially right now, because we're in a Mercury retrograde at this time still, and Mercury retrograde is famous for scrambled information. And especially like if you're intuiting it, like you want to make sure that you're collaborating with the people that are in alignment with with what you want, and or if you have been collaborating with people who are not in alignment with what you want, that it's going to come to an end now, and a new beginning is going to start, because the Hierophant has his hand in the form of a blessing here, saying that this energy has already, it's dead, it's died. Like, it may not appear on the third dimensional yet, but this energy that is unfair or unjust or whatever is now going to be, it's done. And a new cycle is beginning. A transition is happening. And then we have for the next card, yeah, and that's going to bring in a lot of happiness for you, Sagittarius. The energy is the 10 of Cups here. In the tarot, there's only 10 cups. So this is ultimate fulfillment. And like, it's talking about having the love of your life, having a family together, having a beautiful property, living a good life, you know, having abundance everywhere you look. And then we have the moon coming in. Well, that would represent the moon coming up on December 4th. On December 4th, we will have a full moon in Gemini. It's the cold moon. It's a super moon. It's the full moon. And we also have a symbol of like the new moon here, as well as the sun. So this Gemini moon is really affecting the Sagittarius energy right now, because Gemini and Sagittarius are across opposites on the astral charts. And this energy of the moon, and this is kind of interesting because this energy of this full moon, this Gemini full moon, is the sun and the full moon are facing each other and in conversation. And it's also talking about what happened on November 20th-ish, when that was the cusp of Scorpio moving into Sagittarius energy. And so if you think about, okay, what was happening on November 20th, and get in touch with that, there's going to be light shed on that, both from the sun, which is God, the Hierophant energy, and it's going to show hidden secrets, illusions that have been happening. We've got a dog here, and we've got a wolf. So this is talking about being domesticated and being the wild side. And so there's some wild energy coming in. And this it's a lobster crawling out of there, but it represents the crab energy of Cancer. And Cancer is very emotional. It's the youngest water sign, and the water represents emotions. And the thing is that right now, Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius, is in Cancer, and it's stuck there. And so Sagittarius wants adventure, and Cancer, it's all about staying home and what's happening at home. And like right now, today that I'm doing this is Black Friday in the United States, and they just celebrated Thanksgiving yesterday. I just want to say, have a wonderful holiday to my wonderful neighbors I'm in Canada, and I'm extending you all the best wishes for your Thanksgiving holiday. And because it's going to continue through the weekend. Hopefully you're really enjoying it. But sometimes when you get together with family, a lot of old emotions come up. And so this Cancer energy is like watery, emotional energy. And Sagittarius is like, I want adventure. And they're stuck in this energy. So it could be an energy of, the family gets together and, the reunion happens, and then everybody gets together, and then the shift hits the fan, and before you know it, whatever. It's coming out, skeletons are coming out of the closet. There's, whatever. So I hope that's not happening for you, but if it is, you're not alone. That is the energy. It's really, really intense right now, and it's going to become even more intense, I'm getting, until the full moon, the full moon will shine the light on what is hidden here, and then that will allow you to release it properly. But because this energy, Jupiter is moving into, is joining it's Neptune and Saturn, which is very deep, like deep energy, right? So whatever is happening is having a real profound effect on everybody, and it's hidden. Nobody knows. Hey, this full moon is really the energy is really intense, and that's a big reason for why. And it's kind of representing also us moving from 2025, which is 2025 adds up to 9, and that's the ending of a cycle. And we have this new energy coming in now. 2026 is 10, and you bring that down to 1. So we've got a new cycle coming in, new energy, and that represents possibly, if you can think back to November 20th, what was going on around then, when the new moon energy was there. It might shed some light on this for you. We have the energy of the 7 of Wands. So this represents action. And I'm just getting this action might not happen because we're in Mercury retrograde also. Mercury retrograde is about moving back into the past. And like, so these family reunions that are happening right now, this energy of Thanksgiving, a lot of times families haven't seen each other members, they haven't seen each other for a while, and now they're getting together. And, you know, sometimes it doesn't work out exactly as planned, but the action that comes from that causes Sagittarius energy to say, I am moving forward in the new, and I have no doubts about it. Now I know what I know. And I am, this is conviction beyond a doubt. So they're standing on high ground here, and they are not going to back down from what they want. And this 10 of Cups that is in their destiny, they want it. They want the fulfillment. And so this energy, if you notice, this person has one shoe on and a boot on. So this was like, bang, sudden energy that came in, and that's kind of representing this energy that all of a sudden they had to run out of the house and go and do, take action. And they weren't really prepared for it, and they accidentally grabbed 2 different shoes. This can also represent this energy that we're in right now, of being kind of on the cusp of Scorpio Sagittarius energy as we move from 2025 to 2026. And so having one foot in one world and another foot in the other. And then we have being left out in the cold. So this energy is just saying that there's been tactics used. Some of this is my tactics card. Like, anyone can handle a flake or two, but if a bunch of people pile up on one person or 2 people and they keep using tactic after tactic, there's too many people against one. And if you have too many snowflakes, if you live in Canada, you'll know what I mean. All of a sudden it's snowing and it's so pretty and it's the first snow of the year. We just had that like 2 days ago. I think it's been 2 days now. And it's kind of like, yeah, but then all of a sudden it won't stop snowing, and it causes icy roads, and it causes problems with traffic, and everybody's traveling, because it's that season, and it's that energy. So if you have 1 or 2 snowflakes, it can be pretty, but if you start having too many and they pile up, it can actually collapse the roof on your house. And so I'm talking about your internal boundaries. You want to keep them strong, because you don't want your internal self, like your house, your body is your house. You don't want that to collapse under the pressure of this energy. And that energy is like global right now, I'm getting. It's universal, actually, is what's coming in. It's global, and it's trickling down into actual families, events, etc. So it's kind of like a lot of people are feeling this right now. And then we have the 9 of Cups. So that energy is interesting, because the 9 of Cups is this card represents something that you wish for, and you're highly favored to get what you wish for. And usually that's from when you were a kid, and you had like all your dreams, like dreams do come true energy. But you have to recognize that these 9 cups are not guaranteed, or this 10th cup, this ultimate fulfillment. It's hard to get to ultimate fulfillment, is what this is saying. You have to keep your focus here, to get the 10th cup. And so, because if you are wishing for something, it means you don't have it. And if you don't have that 10th cup and you sort of take your focus off what you're doing to have that ultimate fulfillment, you can, many races lost in the last lap. And the body language on this person, it's like they're sitting on a stage, and are these cups above their head and they already have them, or are they behind them? Or are these if they're above their head, does it mean that it's something that they feel that's above them and they can't have the ultimate fulfillment? Or is it in the past and they've already received ultimate fulfillment? So, you have to take it how it goes. And here, the body language here is when you turn your toes out like this, you're leaking energy. So, and then in the upper half of the body, you notice how different that is. This energy is across the heart, and it's very closed energy. But when you look again, hey, that's making the infinity symbol at the same time. So this could talk about someone having to close their heart to some family members or whatever, and I am going to love myself first, and I'm not letting anyone else in. I'm not leaking any more energy out. I want my 10th cup, and I want it now. It's that kind of energy. I will not settle for less. And so we have, with the internal dynamics here, and this is what, if you were laying in bed and you were worrying, this would be the what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? If I do this, what if this happens? So you want to quiet the what ifs, the internal forces, and you have control over that. So this is talking about you here, how your identity and your self-image, you've mastered your craft, you're good at what you do, and you're ready to take it out there and really have what you want. And then this energy is about your abundance and self-worth, and you know that you deserve this ultimate fulfillment. You've worked for it, and if you've been collaborating with people in the past that are not in alignment with that, then you will move on, death to that, and you will get the blessing that the universe and God are offering here. And this is the energy, the hidden secrets, the communication from your early life. I'm getting there's something here about your early life that you don't know. There's a hidden secret here. And we all have that, because the subconscious mind, from the time we're born until about 7 years of age, our subconscious mind, we don't remember what happened to us when we were babies. Most of us don't remember until around kindergarten-ish. And the thing is that the people that told you what you were like, that were caring for you, they're the ones that told you who you are. So it's really their thoughts, not yours. And so a lot of who they thought you were was not who you really are. And you've always believed that that's who you really are. And in your subconscious mind is always with us, right? So this is talking about taking control of the subconscious mind. And the energy of the crabs, like the Cancer is represented by crabs. This is a lobster, but it's similar energy. The energy is that if there's crabs in a bucket and they've been captured and they're going to be somebody's meal for Thanksgiving dinner, if one of the crabs tries to escape, the other crabs will grab them and pull them into the bucket. We're all suffering the same fate. And so that's that kind of energy. And then this is about your emotional foundation. Like if you recognize that you have family members or whatever at Thanksgiving, and a family secret comes out or whatever. And this is about protecting your heart and knowing and protecting this energy of fulfillment, that you're guarding your heart and you're taking action to do so. And if that leaves other people out in the cold, you're I'm not dealing with a bunch of flakes anymore. I am dealing with people that are in alignment with what I want. And that's about keeping that focus to stay in the race, so that this isn't just a wish, that you've always had, but it's actually something you obtain. And the way you do that is by being really strong in your daily habits, how do you talk to yourself, looking after yourself. That's what this is coming up. So your daily routines add up, right? So if you do every task, even if it's a small task, and you do it with excellence, it prepares you for excellence when you have a bigger task to do. That's the energy that I'm feeling here. So you have control over whether you react or how you respond to any energy that comes outside of you. And that is the part that you can control. And look, then we have the star energy here. So, that's actually here. So this energy, there's death to an old cycle, a new cycle, a blessing is coming in, and now you're a superstar. So this energy is talking about these internal boundaries and making sure that you don't submit to external forces to take you off this focus. And this is when you're laying in bed and saying, what the EF happened? Like I was on my path. I was doing everything that I wanted. I was so close. And then I don't know what happened. Why did everything fall apart? Like I don't understand what happened. And that's this energy here. This is about the water here representing also from the universe, that you're like, once this, the illusions are removed and the sun is in conversation on December 4th, the sun is in Sagittarius and Gemini are communicating. And it's been murky because Sagittarius is frustrated. And if Sagittarius is frustrated, Gemini is frustrated because you're opposites. And this energy is Sagittarius is frustrated because they want to move forward. And this family, home, that type of energy, like the Cancer energy loves their home so much that they carry it on their back. And Sagittarius wants to get away from home and go have an adventure. So it's that clash of energies. And we're speaking like on a universal, global, all the way trickling down to individuals. And so the star is dipping her foot into the universal pool, and she needs to dive right in here and just say, okay, I'm pulling this energy up, and I'm going to, I'm all in for the new. I want my fulfillment. And then we have, and this card came up for Scorpio, I think, just in the reading before this. I'm not sure. I think it did. Yes, I think it did. And so I don't remember because I'm in the zone and then I'm on to the next energy. But the Scorpio energy was talking about this also, like a never-ending, a cycle ending, and the never-ending nightmare is over now. And this can be from enlightenment that you receive. And quite often, if we receive enlightenment from the Holy Spirit, it'll come in the form of a dream sometimes, and we'll have this energy where we have enlightenment, and this person looks like they're stressed out, but these are like steps to take. And the next sign coming in is Capricorn, and Capricorn is about taking consistent steps of action towards your goals, right? And so Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn, like Sagittarius, you're in the middle of that energy. And so you quite often, Sagittarians have some Scorpio and Capricorn, as well as the Sag energy in their chart, depending on what time and where you were born. But this energy is saying that you're going to have a better understanding after the full moon about what energy to take. And I think by then the Mercury retrograde will be over, so the communication will be more clear. And right now, let's face it, we're in, especially in the United States right now, and that energy has an effect over the energy around the world because it's the United States of America. When they're celebrating a major holiday like Thanksgiving, it affects business all around the world. And sometimes you're better off just to chill out and get together with your family too. In Canada, we had our Thanksgiving like about a month ago in October. And so we have here the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles, this is talking about like this knight is the slowest moving knight in the deck. And so it's talking about having the patience. He's focused on the pentacle. Now the pentacle doesn't just mean coin. It means health, wealth, happiness, like abundance. But the Knight of Pentacles is at a standstill. And I feel like that's representing this energy right now, is that with the Mercury retrograde and just the way this, like Sagittarius is just sitting here, like wanting to go on a holiday, wanting to travel, wanting to do something, and they're stuck at home. That's the kind of energy. And then we have the Two of Wands, which is the big fish in a little pond, like looking out over the horizon. You're on your castle, but you're recognizing, you've got the world in your hands, but then you realize there's only like, 800 people living in your village. And like, you want to expand your horizons. This is talking about this frustration, because the wands represent the fire energy, the element of fire. And they also represent like deep roots and offshoots. So sometimes this can be like an energy of an entrepreneur wanting to expand their business. I don't like, the only cups here are here. A lot of this energy, I feel like it's just like an overall energy, the way it feels here. There's pentacles, there's wands. We have, like 9 swords here. So there's a lot of thinking going on. So this energy is viewing what you have already and knowing, okay, I think I've conquered that and I'm bored now and I want to move forward. And that's this energy here that I was talking about. Yes, and like the enthusiasm that the Page of Wands has. The Page of Wands is like, the pages were around the age of 7 to 14, they'd start working for the palace. They'd work for royalty and they would deliver messages and do small tasks. If they became very good at doing the tasks, like I was saying, and they performed them with excellence, they could be awarded a knighthood if they could afford a horse. And quite often they came from families that did have the money to afford a horse. But what you have to recognize is this is someone that's under the age of 21 energy, and that it doesn't mean that that's the age you're at. It's just like, it's a stage of life that this is representing. And you notice he's really looking up to his wand. He's really admiring his wand. So he's going after his passions, and he's fiery and he's enthusiastic and he wants to go conquer the world, right? And he wants what he wants, and he wants it now. He's a young man that's ready to go, and he's wearing the tunic, which has the salamanders, which means that he's protected from fire. If the Knight of Wands comes in, the Knight of Wands has this huge plume of red feathers on his helmet, and you notice that this page has like a feather in his cap. So he's an apprentice. He's someone, and you see like this represents the mysteries of the world that he wants to discover. And this energy is about communication coming in, about an upcoming project or an upcoming something is happening here. The Hierophant is here, so it's a blessing. And the Star is here, so it's, and this reading is about you, Sagittarius. So it feels like it's really good energy, but you might have to wait because of this slow energy coming in, and you might be getting really impatient right now. So don't drop the ball. Keep your eye on the ball. You know what you want. Just don't give up now. Don't quit now. Keep going and keep focused. That's what it's saying. And now we have the Queen of Wands, and that's what the Queen of Wands. She's sitting on her throne. She in the face cards of the wands, they all have this salamanders in circles showing protection from fire, but the Queen of Wands doesn't have that. And the reason she doesn't have that, she doesn't need it. She is the fire. She's the magnet. Like, she's got the sunflower. She's got a sunny disposition. She follows God. She waits. She's intuitive. She waits for that information to come in. She does not make a move until then. And she's got her little familiar here, this little cat. And this is it's an energy of an area of your life. I feel like this represents an area of your life that you need to intuit so that you can get that last piece to the puzzle. And that's what this veil in the background represents, is her connection to the spiritual as well as the physical. And so she is very charismatic, and she's like the most sexy of all the queens. Like, she's just and a natural beauty kind of energy, and just someone that has a really good, she's aware of what's going on. She doesn't get all worked up about it. She's not a drama queen. She wants to find creative solutions for problems so that they're done with, and then she can just continue being happy sitting there on her throne. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles coming in. So the Ace of Pentacles is a reward that the universe is handing you. It's straight delivered from the universe, from God. And this is saying this pentacle is coming in if you keep your focus and you, don't let external forces sway you or take you off your path in any way. This is a reward for following your North Star. Your North Star is like magnetic north. Or sorry, true north, not magnetic north. And so this energy, and that's what this is saying. You're already a magnet for this. Follow your North Star. Your North Star is the reason why, like, there's the path there leading through the archway. And this is representing staying on the path that God put you on this earth to be on. And you will receive this fulfillment despite any external forces coming in, there may be no explanation as to how this is possible for this to happen, because it seems so out there. But God works in mysterious ways. That's what it's saying. So this is really cool energy. I'm really enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying the reading also. If you are, please do hit that like button. And give me a comment, let me know, so that it can help me build my channel. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clarify what's going on here, so we have a bit more information. Right now, when I'm doing this reading, I believe it's it's Black Friday. And that energy is pretty intense, let me tell you. And so this energy, I'm going to clarify it with my Oracle, Tales from the Vector, that I began in 2007. It's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And I started doing paintings of these very large dragons, and there was 64 of them. So I started in 2007, and I completed the last painting at the end of 2020. And then, and speaking about, working in mysterious ways, at the time, the mandates in Canada basically closed my business down. I had to cancel a whole year of events, and I had done all the marketing, and it was really challenging when it happened. But that's the fact that I couldn't go out and about. It allowed me to finish doing the 64th paint. I think I had 3 more to do at that time. And so I had some of the cards, the ones that I already had, out at psychic fairs and at my seminars. But now I have all of them done, and I want to bring this oracle out into physical form. So I'm writing the information, and I want to, I'm working with you right now, and I want to thank you for your time and energy to get to make sure I have the information correct for the oracle. I have the numbers of the paintings that are on my website, talesfromthevector.com. It's TAILS. And I have the numbers of the paintings, and I'll put them in the description box below in the order that they appear in this reading. If you're interested in going to check out the paintings, or there's some information there that you might find beneficial. And so I just wanting to shuffle these cards a little bit more, because the oracle cards are really jumpy. The dragons have a, this oracle, like they have a funny sense of humor. I mean, it's kind of like they've been like all of a sudden when, oh, okay, there it is, this card here. Number 53, Libra energy is clarifying this energy of moving into this new way of being. So there we have it. Like Libra is Venus energy. It's about anticipation rather than expectations. So this is saying that, you know, you want to use your logic to ask the question. Then you want to go inward and use your intuition to get the answer, because if you ask a logical question and you want a logical answer, you'll get another question because it's logical. That's how it works. And so you want to use your intuition and go within yourself. How, you know, what is this really about, and how do I want to handle that? And then apply that intuition that you get logically to the 3D world to make shift happen. And so the Hierophant, I'm also going to clarify from the bottom of the oracle, and that's the Chariot, so the power of spin. So this blessing that's coming in, this energy, it's already on its way. The Chariot represents forward movement. Sometimes, like the Hierophant represents judicial figures, and the Chariot sometimes can, because it's black and white. In my oracle, it's the yin-yang symbol, masculine and feminine energy, perfectly 50-50, balanced, you know, and when that starts spinning, then it gains momentum, and then the energy will arrive. So it's taken a while, but it's in place now, and this cycle is over. You know, it's done, and that was confirmed in the last few readings that I've done astrologically. It was coming up in my daily readings also. So that's why I decided to do this bonus reading, because I feel this is really intense energy coming up, and because of it coming at to the end of the year here partly. And we have the Taurus energy. So this card's been also coming up a lot. So when I have zodiac signs coming up in a general reading like this, for me, the energy is more about the stage of life that it's representing, that type of energy, and also the state of being. And so Taurus is like it's the second zodiac sign, and it's kind of like the toddler. And it's about, you know, how toddlers can be like really like demanding, and they want what they want, and they don't really want to share. That's that kind of energy. So the give and take of life. And that's kind of like, you know, you're going to need to control your emotions to be able to get through this, to get the fulfillment. Shooting star. And so this is basically saying, okay, this wish, what do you do when you see a shooting star? You wish upon it. And so it's saying, yeah, you will get this fulfillment. It's going to require you having a good attitude. Attitude. You have everything you need, but you need to have a good attitude to apply it. And then the Aquarius energy is coming up. And so this is like talking about how back in 2020, we moved from Pisces into Aquarius. And the Aquarius energy is very intellectual. That's what the swords represent. It's experimental. The Aquarius energy likes to observe and then experiment, and then if it doesn't work out, oh well, then they move on to the next experiment. And so the energy is about maybe sitting back a bit, observing what's going on, and just kind of, you know, don't move yet. Wait until you like kind of have a chance to like, okay, if I say this to this person, what's their reaction? Kind of like that energy. And then we have the karmic space of jealousy. And this is about sibling rivalry. And this card is actually represented by those Russian dolls, you know, the dolls that are within the dolls. And basically it's talking about the energy of like we're all siblings on the planet. and we're God's children. And so this is an energy of recognizing that when you're battling and you have total conviction that you know what you know and you want, this is what you want, then it could cause jealousy in other people. But the energy is, I'd rather be better than bitter. So you don't want to get in, like, don't get into battles that you don't need to get into. Arguing with people who don't see your point is just going to make it for you like that energy of being in two worlds and not really stepping into what you really want to do. So it's just kind of like, don't recognize that you're not a toddler anymore, that you're an adult, and you can choose to behave, in an adult way. And that's the mature Libra energy. And we've got the Hierophant here on being out in the cold again, and the five pentacles. So this energy is saying this blessing is coming in, and it's traditional structure. So this is something that could be in the court systems, because we've got the Chariot. Chariots are black and white, and the black and white, quite often in the old days, it represented police cars. They were always black and white, and especially I think the sheriff ones. And then it's also saying that this is like law enforcement. The Hierophant is quite often a judge or a judicial figure. So this can represent the law system. And just the fact that we have the 5 pentacles here, and we have the 5 on with the Hierophant and the Chariot, this could have something to do with legal matters, that kind of energy. And then we have dissension. So dissension is when there's division. You're swimming with sharks, and there's division within the family. There's division within the country. There's division within the world. It's about when information is it's about it might be false information even, but it's about talk that is like not true, and it causes friction between friends, and so then you start feeling like, oh, I can't trust any of my friends, I can't trust any of my family, because they're all kind of in this together, a bunch of snowflakes coming together, and not. And you might be the only one that doesn't know the hidden family secret, but they know it, and they know you don't know it, but they're not going to tell you it. So that's when the universe and God has to step in and do it for them. And then they have to pay the karma for that, because it's cause and effect. And I'm just getting like, this is so many situations that this could be, because this is not just about a family. This is about the world at large, and the universe I'm getting also. And then we have covering the star. There we have it. Yeah, it's not talking just about one individual person, although it can be about you right now. It's talking on this is happening to you, and it's also happening on a bigger scale. It's happening to a lot of people. This is the energy that a lot of people are in. And this energy is talking about being neutral to it. So like if you can get neutral to the energy, then you're not going to freak out and react to it and cause yourself a bunch of discord, and then all of a sudden you get off track, and before you know it, you can't even remember that you're a star anymore. And then where's that North Star? That kind of energy. Yeah, and the Wheel of Fortune is here. This is Sagittarius energy. This is you showing up for yourself here, with the wand energy, and also the Wheel of Fortune is synchronicity. So pay attention to synchronicities around you, because that's how the universe talks to us. This is saying the Wheel of Fortune is turning. It's already in place. There's been death to the old, in with the new. That's represented by the new, 2 different footwear. And as you go on your path now. And so the synchronicities, just pay attention to them, and that's how you will get your information. The Page of Wands is representing communication, and so is the Knight of Pentacles. So it's energy saying that information also is information that you get intuitively. That's communication about what's happening also. And we have the Leo. And so Leo is like teenage boy energy. And that is like is also this fire energy. And Leo is about the sun. Like that's the sun rules the sign of Leo. And that's that energy is also representative of God and Jesus Christ energy. And this energy is coming in, and it's saying you were born to lead. And so you don't want to be a follower. And it's also talking about like when young teenage boys are at that age, you know, like where they want to appear really confident, but they don't really feel 100% confident. Quite often they'll come off as being arrogant. And then people will misunderstand their intentions. So the need to be right is also a karmic space that we can all fall into very easily. Sometimes you need to be right, but sometimes we just want to be right. And that energy sitting on here is saying, if you're like at the top of your game in your village of 800 people, you might feel really important and everybody there looks up to you. But like when you leave that little village and you go to like a city where there's like 8 million people, you are going to feel very small. And that's what recognizing that. Do you want to make a mountain out of a molehill? Yes, I do. I want to expand my horizons, but I'm stuck here in this watery home energy. That's what's coming up here in this case. And then we have all the drama, right? The trauma queen, hold the drama. Life's a slice, hold the drama. And that's what it's saying. Keep focused on your goal here. If you want you need at this time, that 10th cup is just a wish that you have, but you have a really good opportunity here to bring that into being if you keep your focus. And then we have the lovers on that. Yeah, and that just is, the energy is saying, the one thing that really can get teenage boys to really get off their path is if they're focused on their wand and not focused on like their path, right? So it's really easy. Like never underestimate that power that a young like teenage boy that falls in love. A lot of times we talk about the Cancer energy that's here, that watery, it's a very emotional state. Young adolescent girls can be really emotional. Young men, young teenage boys, when they fall in love, sometimes they fall very hard, but they don't talk about it in the same way because they've been taught not to show their emotions as much, but it doesn't mean they don't feel it, right? So it's kind of like, don't get involved in trauma and drama that's going to take you off your path. And this can happen, in your midlife crisis. It can happen at any age, right? This is not talking about the actual age you're at. It's talking about the energy that you're in. And then we have the All-Star. So this is saying again, use your insight and you'll do fine. And it's also saying that part of that insight is knowing when to rest and when to move forward. I'm getting that's going to be, because sometimes like if you're like, it's what I'm seeing is like, if a moth gets drawn into the light, like into the flame, because they come in the house and they see the light or whatever, and then they're trying to get back out and they're beating themselves against the glass to get back out because they can't find their way back out again. It's because, that's what the energy I'm feeling is. Like, don't get yourself caught up in drama and stuff that's just going to have you like banging against your head against the wall or the window and trying to get out of situations that you really didn't even want to be in the first place. That's the energy. So it's being like, keep a real calm head here, especially if you're with your family at family gatherings. Stay as calm as you can. Don't get yourself caught up in family dramas that are not going to benefit you. And, you know, be a leader. That's kind of the energy. The Sagittarius, don't worry, this energy, you'll be freed up soon from this energy. December 4th, when that Gemini full moon comes in, we start feeling it about 3 days before and 3 days after. I will have another reading for you, Sagittarius, in mid-December. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I've enjoyed it. And if you have, like and comment, please, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of this channel. I will be back at mid-December for you, Sagittarius.